Good morning, everybody. And I would like to thank the organizers for inviting me for this important event to speak from my perspective. I was born in northern part of Ethiopia and grown up there. And I go to school late, about 13 years old. Then after my high school, I went to Jimma College of Agriculture for my diploma, and I served in that college as technical assistant. Later on, I joined the base program in Jimma. Also, then I studied basic horticulture. Then I did my master's in floriculture landscaping from India. And then lastly, I studied my PhD in University of Saskatchewan in plant science. As my experience, I was served as a graduate assistant, lecturer, and assistant professor in Hussien University, Ethiopia. Then when the CIFSRF, Canada International Food Security Fund, was announced in 2010, our team members, especially Dr. Shellama and others from University of Saskatchewan, win the call one for that project. And then I was a candidate at that time for PhD student and admitted as a PhD student in University of Saskatchewan to study my PhD in plant science. Please next slide, please. Yeah, so in 2011, I was working my coursework in University of Saskatchewan. You'll see here my friend is in office, and when I first come to Canada, then next, please. I developed a proposal in improving snap bean production under reduced input systems that involves the use of rhizobia inoculation and under rain-fed conditions rather than applied nitrogen and irrigation systems, which is commonly conducted by large commercial producers. But this reduced input system is suitable for small-scale farmers that produce snap bean as outgrower for commercial producers also. Next, please. Then all the field work and the greenhouse experiment were conducted in Ethiopia. This is from planting, care, harvesting, and sampling collect to the laboratory. Next, please. This is a greenhouse experiment in 2013. Next, please. And after the data collection or sample collection from the field and from the greenhouse, I came to University of Saskatchewan for my laboratory analysis of samples. And I finished the laboratory analysis and write-up in 2013 and 2014. Then finally, I graduated in 2015. Next, please. So during my studies, there was a lot of challenges that in the field. As you know, horticultural crops are liked by people, and at the same time, they are also liked by pests. So you see here, because of stem maggot, my field was empty. When I have to replant, and especially this is prevalent during the when the rain season is low, or the amount of rain is low. And when I come to, I was supposed to conduct my greenhouse experiment in University of Saskatchewan, but in the greenhouse, my plants were susceptible for thrips. So I have to back to Ethiopia to conduct under greenhouse condition because relatively we have less pest pressure than here in Canada. Next, please. The opportunities I got was definitely Canadian International Food Security Research Fund was my this turning point to study my PhD. Under this, when I came to University of Saskatchewan, especially it was my golden opportunity to study or to train in some software, SAS and others for data analysis especially, and now presently use it for training of other staffs and in my university and other universities also, and for my students also. And the other is laboratory facilities, which is very important to analysis, especially the amount of nitrogen fixed and nutrient content of our beans for the impact which imposed because of treatments. So these were the opportunities I got from University of Saskatchewan through this support. Next, please. Yeah, after PhD, after 2 years of service as assistant professor, currently I'm head of School of Plant and Horticultural Sciences in Hussein University. And at the same time, I'm teaching biostatistics using SAS software for 7 MS programs in my school. And advanced physiology of horticultural crops I'm giving for PhD students. And I'm a major advisor for 6 students in horticulture and co-advisor for 4 students. And the research I was conducting under the support of, again, after my PhD, fund support by the Canadian Food Security Research Fund for Pulse Scale-Up. And we have also thematic and disciplinary research, which is funded by our university with small money for the staffs. So now, just this is my duties I'm working. Next, please. Yeah, along the journey during the PhD study, I published 3 articles from my PhD study. And after PhD, I have published 4 articles. Then now 4 articles are on pipeline or drafted. This is not only me. This is the collaboration with my students. Next. Yeah, this is the field experiment by the top left is onion seed production in highlands of Ethiopia. And this is the potato, which is conducted for seed size, and the chickpea for rhizobia inoculation, and flower regulation, some kind of control light experiment, which is all are especially those onion, potato, and this chrysanthemum are conducted by master students. Next. Yeah, the challenges now we are facing is still we have a lack of laboratory facilities, and research funds still are lacking. So we are trying to find out ways to get these bottlenecks. And in the future, I will continue to teaching and research, especially linking agriculture and nutrition. So after saying myself about myself to this, it is not fair to leave that the contribution of Canada International Food Security Research Fund for Hussein University and other peoples in Ethiopia. Those funders, you be sure that your money is implemented according to the goals you set. Okay, all the money or what you supported goes to important. Because just for example, the Hussein University is the Center of Excellence for Human Nutrition, which is huge contribution from this fund. And also, I don't count a number of courses which are taught by professors from University of Saskatchewan, Dr. Carol, Dr. Susan, and others, to support to teach courses and advise MS and PhD students in Ethiopia. These all are contributions of this fund, in addition to the actual support for the poor farmers, for small-scale farmers in countrysides of Ethiopia, especially in the southern region. So the contribution of this Canadian International Food Security Research Fund is huge, that supported Hussein University and other people, especially in the southern Ethiopia. Thank you very much.